45 minutes.
Okay, we're here at our final podcast for the Crawford Podcasting Network of 2023. Coach Keyton and Crawford here on the corner of Hagedorn and Grand River in East Lansing, stone's throw from the Michigan State University campus. Spartans won their 8th basketball game of the year, 8-5 going to Big Ten play, so they're happy beating Indiana State. But we're talking football. First of all, Happy New Year to
Happy
you,
New Year.
Coach
Happy
Kerry
New Year.
Keyton.
Yes, sir.
Football that's the topic track. This guy devours bowl games. So I'm not saying he's watching all, 42 bowl games.
No, you can't.
Yeah, I guess I can, including the Barstools Bowl, maybe. Did you see that one? Toledo, Wyoming?
I was
So
watching.
I busted you on that one.
You did, because I was, don't get me wrong, I was enthralled in
The beat down Georgia? You talking Florida State?
I was, because I just wanted to watch. I was watching Florida State more than anything.
Yeah.
And just like you see those kids continue to compete.
Yeah, and so people say, see, they weren't working. It's irrelevant. You had 20 some guys not playing. You cannot equate if Florida State was worthy of a CFP based on that. You just can't. Bowl games are weird. I think Georgia is the ultimate program in college football. There's no question in my mind.
And that's what
they are at another level, and Kirby Smart keeps making that statement every opportunity.
That's what I was trying to explain, because it's amazing just listening, watching the people on the Facebook. They just you're trying to equate what Kirby Smart. They're back-to-back national champions. He has his culture and his program already built. Those guys that were in the portal for Georgia, they knew they were never going to play anyway.
Exactly.
So it's like, okay, and he had the #1 class in the country coming in. He has great portal people coming in, and then Mike Norvell at Florida State. I mean, 2 years ago he's losing to Jacksonville State for crying out loud. So 13-0.
So 13-1, a great year for Florida
absolutely,
State.
No question about it.
I don't think anything less of them.
Not one bit.
And I don't over-evaluate bowl games. I just enjoy bowl games because guys are out competing. I still go back to that Western Kentucky come from behind victory.
No question. With the backup 33-4, they took their best quarterback out, who was amazing.
Yeah.
He just wasn't having his day, and he took the other kid comes in and But it's unless you've been to one, you have no idea what and how good and how cool bowl games are. Now, in today's environment, it's a little different because everybody has everything, blah blah blah. But if you go back when I played, the bowl game was, that was the cherry on top of the sundae. Absolutely.
For the 2 days and beyond, and the off season.
And now I look at it as, like I had told Mike Brooks, and I think I told you as well on Facebook, how many people, ancillary people, are being able to experience going to, presumably, hopefully, somewhere nice and warm. Some of the games haven't been
sunny,
so
50,
whatever.
Sunny, at the Sun Bowl in El Paso, it's 54, 55 and sunny, and the sky was blue. I mean, look around us, man. All we see is gray and drizzly here in Michigan.
But the team, the trainers, the student managers, the bands, all those people get to go and experience these bowl games and don't cost them a nickel. Now, I was a little upset because Mike, he got on the FCS and the lower, and I'm like, most of those games are blowouts till they get to semis anyway. You might have a Grand Valley Fair State early, but majority of those Division II, Division III, they're kind of blowouts till you get to the meat of the potatoes. But the fact that who was it? The games in Frisco, but I think it was in Montana. Whoever's going to get destroyed by the Jackrabbits, they
South Dakota State, Jackrabbits beat. I haven't been following the FCS.
They play on the 7th.
Okay.
They play the day before. But the team they're playing, the band fundraised $200,000 so they could go.
I saw that.
And I'm like, what you should be mad about is that they had to fundraise.
Yeah.
The school should have just gave them money and let them go.
But that's grassroots. That's wanting to be there.
Right.
FCS, 63 Scholarship League. It's still there's a lot of FCS players who've made it in the NFL.
There's some hell of a football being played, and that was another argument that I had. They're talking about those guys sitting out. Guys sitting out, opting out. I don't have a problem with that. It's my point of those guys that are opting out because they gotta. You were marginal to begin with. Opting out, okay. But here's the thing: you got 32 NFL teams. You got 7 rounds. You're only 224 people. You're only inviting 330 to the combine.
Yeah.
Like majority of you guys ain't making the NFL anyway because undrafted free agents taking a bunch of them spots.
Keep in mind, Mr. Irrelevant could potentially be in the Super Bowl.
Hurt absolutely, and only making $800,000. Now he gonna get paid, but it's like. That margin is so small.
Yeah.
Like, I'm getting a good Florida State guy, getting good film against a Georgia guy.
Yeah.
That's going to go a long way, in my opinion, towards, maybe, because at the end of the day, they need football players in the NFL.
Right.
So anyway.
Yeah, we're gonna go back to the bowl games in a second and to kind of cap off some of the other things, the Big Ten versus SEC, things of that nature. We're gonna move to last night. I mean, the 800-pound gorilla in the room was this Lions game. I mean, I think there's a lot of Lions fans who probably didn't fall asleep maybe till 2:30 or 3. Just flopping around in bed, frustrated with the outcome and the controversial outcome. And I'm still processing it. I mean, I do know that I love this Lions team, and I do know that they're going to make a statement in the playoffs, and I do feel very confident as a 3rd seed, they're going to win that first home game at Ford Field. And that's going to be a wonderful event.
I got 3 things to say.
Three things to say.
First of all, I'm not a Lions fan by any stretch of the imagination.
Why would that be?
I'm a Steelers fan all day. We had this conversation when I was growing up. The ABC out of Bay City and the ABC affiliate in Lansing, they played AFC games, and the Steelers had players that looked like me.
Oh, I got
So I watched those guys.
So it's relatability.
Absolutely. Okay. And I watched them when they suck now. I didn't just jump on the bandwagon when they got good.
No, okay. I'm not going to bust you.
But that game, watching that game got me fired up. I was so upset.
Yeah.
2 reasons. One,
talk about the reporting and the and all that.
So
give your analogy.
There is no other reason on this planet that man is walking over to that referee other than to check in.
Yeah.
Well, maybe he didn't. Well, what the hell, referee? What are you looking for? Well, why'd you run away from him? The only reason them 2 big giant men walking over to talk to you, because they don't want to talk to you anyway,
right,
is to tell you that they're reporting to be eligible.
How many offensive linemen talk to the man in the white hat? Not very many.
None. So that's absolutely stupid that man, he should be suspended. He should not do any playoff games. That doesn't make any sense to me. There's no other reason for him. Secondly, after the penalty, bro, you got to kick the extra.
After the penalty,
you got to kick the extra.
Because
go to overtime and see what happens. You cannot, and that was so frustrating me because as a coach, that's like we do this at
do you do the analytics thing, or how do you?
Well, no. My point is, we practice plays at East Lansing over and over and over that we never use.
Yeah.
That they're specific for certain situations.
Right.
Coach called one against Portage Northern in the playoffs, worked beautifully. In the overtime, we scored a touchdown, we won the game. They've been practicing that play all year.
Yeah.
To run in this specific point in time.
Prior to being penalized.
Yes.
Right.
And it worked to perfection.
Right.
And they got screwed, and that bothers me because again, there's no other reason in the world that those men go over and talk to that man except to tell them that they're eligible.
So Dan Campbell, 7-3 in I don't know, midway through the first half, I don't know, second quarter. They're down there deep in the red zone, and they don't kick the field.
Oh, you got to kick that one too. I didn't agree.
Now that bothered me, and I love Dan Campbell. I mean, I love his fire. I love that. I love the aggressiveness.
Sure.
I love the fire. I love the anger. I love the anger. He had good anger at the end. I love it. I mean, the guy is built like. I mean, the guy can play. I mean, he's put together. I respect that. The guy taking care of himself.
Yeah, no dad bod there.
Yeah, no dad bod with Dan Campbell. But I mean. You can't just go across the board. I'm going riverboat gambler like every one of these scenarios. I mean, it's going to catch up with you. And if they had that field goal early on,
you have a chance to get points. There's a reason why Dallas is undefeated at home. There's a reason why they're 10-5. There's a reason why they're tied for the NFC.
What is that reason?
Because they're a good football team.
Yeah.
And you got to get the points when you get them.
Yeah,
especially after how the 3 plays before that. The scenario worked out. There was nothing good about the 3 plays that happened before that to make you think that they were going to get a touchdown on the 4th down, kick the field goal.
Yeah, could have.
But that's why he's making millions of dollars if we're sitting here in the Grand Traverse Park.
The fact that the Lions are, and I'm a Lions fan. I'm first and foremost a college football fan. Obviously, Michigan Wolverines at the top of the heap in that regard. But I've always followed the Lions since the Mill Plum days in the early 60s when they were terrible. And then that 1970 playoff team, I love that. Even though they lost 5-0 to the Cowboys. What is it with the Dallas Cowboys? That one bummed me out, but I'm just so optimistic moving forward that payback's going to come. And they're going to have another opportunity. And I don't think the Lions are a bad road team at all. They play pretty well on the road.
I mean, that's obvious. I mean, if they kick that field goal, they're kicking a field goal.
Yeah. Now, when they play the Ravens,
scored a touchdown to win the game. The game is over.
Yeah. When they played the Baltimore Ravens, to me, that's the best football team in the NFL.
Everybody has one of those.
But the Ravens are the best team in the NFL. There's no question. They're going to win the Super Bowl. They are going to. John Harbaugh is going to win the Super Bowl. Yes. I don't want that to happen, but that's going to happen.
At the end of the day, I really don't care, but in the NFL, you got 53 of the best people. When it gets to playoffs, absolutely, they can lose to Cleveland.
Oh, I know.
You know what I'm saying? Joe Flacco out here acting like Johnny Unitas out here just throwing touchdowns all over the place and come off the couch and just.
It's a league that has been so strategically designed for parity.
Literally, anybody.
They wrote the template on professional sports for parity.
Anybody can be.
It's not Major League Baseball, no salary cap. How is that? How can you have parity in that?
Right, when my man gets a $700 million, but only 200 or something accountants right now, and he gets
the NFL is the best organization in professional and in sports. It blows the NCAA out of the water, and that's why I'm so bummed that they let this guy take the game away from the kids. Paid kids, I'm talking last week.
Like I was telling my wife, I'm trying to go to bed. I'm like, I don't even like the Lions, and this game got me fired up.
I know, bad. So, the game gets over with about 11:30, and it's like, I usually go to bed at latest at 11, and it's just like, I'm too jazzed up. I can't.
I felt cheated.
Yes.
Because as a coach, I know how. I'm like, he's sitting there knowing that they've been waiting all this year to call that play, and it worked.
Yeah.
And the man pushed him over there. Check in.
I know. And the other
for him to say I ain't buying that.
I can't. I know a lot of my friends are way more diehard Lions fan. They live and die with the Lions.
They might be on the edge.
It's like I'm thinking about persons A, B, C, D. How are they dealing with this right now?
They're on the edge, right? But I also heard that the reason why, and I don't know how to do the research, but I probably won't. But that he kept going for it too is even if they lost, their place in the playoff stays the same. Yeah. Now I know it can move up, so they can maybe be first if San Francisco loses or whatever.
Well, I like the matchup with the Rams.
But it can't be no worse than 3. So
no, they got 3 locked in.
Kept going for it.
They still had an outside shot at 1, and they had a good shot at 2. But they got.
They'll still get the bye game,
but you need fire. I mean, what?
Will they still get a bye?
No, there's only one team in the AFC, one in the NFC that gets a bye. That started last year.
First place.
Yeah, the number 1 seed. Everybody else plays in wild card.
But they get home field though.
Which is home field at Ford Field.
Which is the other thing about NFL that really just drives me nuts. That the fact that you could have I think it was last year, the Bucks were terrible. But they won their division, so they got to go to playoffs when 3 other teams that were like 10 and whatever I don't buy that. Give me the best people. So.
Okay, we'll see how the Lions do next. They close out the regular season against the Vikings next week, and then it's playoff time. Okay, let's go back to close this out. Go back to college football. No college football games today. There's 2 tomorrow. Well, actually, there's more than 2 tomorrow. There are 2 big ones in CFP. Michigan and Alabama at 5 o'clock in Pasadena, and then Texas and Washington playing in New Orleans, the Sugar Bowl. And then you got Wisconsin, LSU, bad matchup for the Big Ten.
Yeah.
You got Iowa, Tennessee, bad matchup for the Big Ten. So the Big Ten will probably go 1-5 against the SEC.
If Joe Milton's playing,
Joe Milton's not playing.
Oh, well then, anything.
They got shot?
Yeah.
He's opting out.
For what? He needs as much time as he can get.
I mean, Joe Milton could have had more, better film against a good defense. Oh my God!
Right here, that's
what
I'm talking about. Builder. Like you need to play, bro, because you're not that good.
Yeah, he's turning in his exam sheet, is what he's doing.
No,
and
he'll go to the combine and test out stupid. he will test out stupid.
He can fling it. He played in Michigan, man. The dude can throw the ball 80 yards.
And he's going to bench press the world. He's going to broad jump 13 feet and all that. And they're going to ask him to throw out route to the back, and he's going to throw it into the bleachers. You can throw it a ton, but you have no touch whatsoever.
Okay, so I don't like the but let's before we go, let's talk about the 2 big games, the 2 CFPs, Michigan and Alabama, 5 o'clock. Nick Saban, Jim Harbaugh. What's going to happen?
I really have a problem with. I don't think they're going to be able to protect that kid, McCarthy.
Okay. So you're looking at Michigan's offensive line as a vulnerability to the very athletic defensive line of Alabama.
It's going to be a problem.
Okay. And Alabama's strength actually is at their corners.
And they're going to cover. And it's not like Michigan got superstar wide. I mean, number 1's pretty good. But
so you have basically Michigan has no chance of beating Alabama.
I ain't saying that now because
you sounded pretty strong about that.
I think their offensive line is going to struggle.
Okay.
And if they can't run the football, that's putting a lot of pressure on the quarterback to have to make plays.
Right.
And we've seen that he'll throw the ball to the other team.
They're going to have to run the football, obviously.
They have to run
the football. In my opinion, they got to get 175 on the ground.
At least.
They got to get they got to get 225 on through the air. And not turn about. I'm not asking all these things.
So it's all the same old cliche things, but literally, I don't think
you can call them cliche, but that's reality.
Ain't no question. But I just don't think that the right tackle is going to be a problem.
Okay, so
it's going to be a problem.
Trente Jones in there because they lost Zach Center, their best offensive line.
You're not getting that good.
Okay, so give me a score. Let's just play this game. I got Michigan 31-27.
I don't think that many points would be scored.
Okay.
I say Alabama 24-21.
24-21, Bam. Okay, the second one's going to be really intriguing because Texas and Washington.
That's going to be who has the ball last.
Well, Washington, Michael Penix is a great quarterback, and this Dylan Johnson, he's got this great running back.
Oh, no,
it's a hell of a combination.
Yes.
He's got NFL receivers. But Texas, and Urban Meyer talked about this the other day, and I couldn't agree with, and I don't agree with him a lot of the time, but I agree with him. They have NFL players, Texas, at 100%. Every freaking position group.
100%.
And this has been going on for the last couple of years. They finally pulled it together. Ironically, Washington beat Texas in the Alamo Bowl last year. This is a rematch. So I'm picking. This is gonna be a great game. I got Washington in this game, 38 35.
I'll go with that same. I think Washington's going to win. I don't know if I think it may be more. It may be a double-digit win because yours will throw the ball to the wrong people, and they'll ball hawk it, and because Pennett's going to score. They'll get 5 touchdowns.
Yeah.
They're going to get 5 touchdowns.
I mean, Texas could. You know, I've gone back and forth. Earlier, I was saying Texas. Last week, I flip and flop. I had Texas win the whole thing. But I think
the key for Washington is maybe 2 or 3, maybe 4 quarterback design runs for him, because they're gonna worry about.
Tell you what, that D line. You look at that D line.
No, there's
that D line that Texas has reminds me so vivid of Georgia's 2021 D line.
And if you look at if you look at who's coaching there now, obviously Texas, Sarkisian. And where did he come from? Come from Pac-12, where they don't have those people. Went to Alabama and got counseled up on what it saw what it looks like. And said, no, we need to go get.
He found how the template, how the bologna's made to win a national championship.
And that's what Mel Tucker was trying to do. Because if you look at Michigan State, defensively, up front, we got some of them dudes.
Yeah.
We stopped the run pretty good. The back end just wasn't good enough. But anyway.
I'm going Washington. I'm going Washington 38-35 over Texas. You're going who?
I'm going to take Washington, but I don't think. I think Washington. I think Texas only gets 21 points.
Okay.
Maybe 24.
Okay. So I have
yours to throw a couple picks.
I have Michigan and the Huskies in the national championship game in Houston, and I would want that because I wouldn't want Michigan playing Texas in Houston. That would be. I mean, a lot of oil money. Those people will pay anything to get in that stadium.
Oh, they might have to bring in some special seating on the roof or something if that was the case, because that would just be.
That'd be great.
Talk about a sea of orange.
Got to worry about the first game here tomorrow. So anyway, he's Kerry Keyton. I'm Tom Crawford. Want to wish everybody in the Crawford Podcasting Network and Coach Keyton Crawford's podcast every Sunday here at Grand Traverse Pie Company a very happy and safe New Year 2024. 2024 is going to be a great year.
Make it the best. Make every day the best.
There you go. You heard it from the coach. Until next time. Until next year.
Go green.
Go blue.